Hi there, I'm Leah of Leah Benson Therapy, and today I want to talk to you about depression. The first thing I want to tell you about depression is that it is not the same as sadness. Sadness is a feeling, and the difference between that and depression is that in depression there is no feeling. Depression is literally a dampening of the energy in your body, and we could look at it as the metabolic fire in your body. And fires are made of heat, oxygen, and fuel. And in the case of the depression in a body, one of the quickest ways to get out of a depressive state physiologically is to bring more oxygen into your body. And that is done through expanding your breathing, which is not done with the simple taking a deep breath you might think of as expanding your breathing. It's not, that doesn't particularly bring in more oxygen. What you have to do is to open up the breathing apparatus by stretching the muscles that have contracted around your lungs. And the way that you do that is by hanging backwards over a pile of pillows, over the edge of your bed, over an exercise ball, putting your arms over your head and taking really deep breaths in that position. So you pull the air in through your throat and open the jaw, and you push it out, forcing it out. And when you do that, say for a minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, to be really intense, you want to change your physiology, breathe like that for 5 minutes. No matter what you have to do, shake your hands, yell, cry, whatever comes out, just breathe intensely for 5 minutes. That is one way that you will lift yourself up out of that depressed feeling state. Here's the second thing I want to tell you about depression. I have to tell you a little bit about your nervous system first. So your automatic or autonomic nervous system has two branches. One is fight or flight, and one is rest and relaxation and digestion. And that branch has two prongs. One prong is depressed, dissociated, withdrawn, isolated, having a lack of will. And the other is socially engaged, feeling good, digestion is optimal, the immune system is working properly. Everything looks rosy. Everything feels good. And when you are depressed, what's happening is that you're in that side of the rest and relaxation part of your nervous system that is depressed, isolated, withdrawn, lack of energy, slow digestion, dissociation. I mean, the further down into that sort of functioning you go, the more dissociated you get. It's a really useful thing, say if you are about to be eaten by a tiger, then you dissociate and you don't even know it's happened. That's great. That doesn't really work well when you need to function in life. So that part of your nervous system is governed by one of your cranial nerves. It's called the vagus nerve, and it's your 10th cranial nerve. And like I said, it has two branches. And the very good feeling branch is the ventral part of your vagus nerve. That's why the V, very good feeling. And then you have the dorsal branch of it, which is the shutdown side of your vagus nerve, the dorsal or the depressed feeling side of it. And to move yourself from that depressed side of it to the very good feeling side of it, you have to give it tone, which means you're stimulating the ventral side of that vagus nerve. And to do that, there are lots of different ways you can do that. One of them is the breathing that I suggested. One of them is singing. There is a list of things that you can do in order to stimulate the ventral vagus, and I will put a link to a reference where you'll see a list of different things you can do to stimulate that ventral vagus nerve, which will lift you out of depression. So there is, of course, the part of understanding depression that is connected to what is your history and how and why are you getting into this dorsal vagal or depressed state physiologically. And that's the long work of therapy. But for now, I want to share with you this very simple tool and a resource of different tools you can use to help yourself come up out of depression. That being said, if you have any other questions, feel free to contact me.